Why are you running?
Hey gamers, welcome to the video. I've got crippling depression. Colors have gone gray and the birds sound like Gordon Ramsay dunking on my Nutella sandwich.
What is this? What is this? Where is the sandwich? It is by me disgusting. What is this?
I think I'll play some Elden Ring to release some of this.
How could this be? Why couldn't I deserve better?
God, I love this game. This game is so good. Oh, it's just another Souls game. Yeah, it is, and that's awesome. I think Elden Ring was the perfect next step for FromSoft Games, creating a Dark Souls game that still captures the initial sense of discovery and exploration that its predecessors had, but then combine it with a massive open world. It works so beautifully that it's hard to believe that anyone could complain about it.
Elden Ring is just open world Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's why I'm playing it, you dumb piece of shit. Let's start with the obvious. The game's, it can be kind of, it's kind of hard. But for anyone who didn't hop onto this game from just the massive hype train that it birthed, you'd know that this is kind of normal for any FromSoft game. It is hard. You will die. And everything you can do is there to help you die slower, or at least take them down with you. Let's go over it real quick. Like most RPGs, your character progression is through leveling up your stats from souls.
Runes.
What?
Runes.
Huh?
Runes. They're called runes.
Okay. Collecting more souls allows you to progress your level, which in turn grants you a stat point. There's a lot of stuff you can put these points into, and it can be kind of overwhelming, so here's the basic explanation. To start off, you can upgrade your vigor, mind, and endurance. Vigor is basically how much health your character has. Higher vigor means more health and better defense. Mind is like your energy or mana points. Spell and weapon arts use up your energy points, so having a higher mind means you can cast more spells or do cooler moves. Endurance is your stamina. Higher endurance means you can attack more, run more, block more, and dodge more before you have to rest. Having higher endurance also increases your equip load, which lets you use heavier equipment. Apart from the basic 3, you can also upgrade 5 other attributes to make you more Dread. We've got Strength, Dexterity, Intelligence, Faith, and Arcane. Upgrading these stats to certain levels allows you to use special weapons or spells to fight. Upgrading them further increases the damage you deal with those specific weapons. Okay, this is gonna be a long one. So, you've gotten stronger. You trained, practiced, explored, and man, you're ready. Time to fight your first boss. Woo! Let's go! So, you just died. The big number at the bottom of your screen is gone. All your hard work for naught. What hell have I trapped myself in? Yeah, you're gonna die. And honestly, that's kind of what's supposed to happen. Sure, it may take 100 times to defeat this one boss, but each time you fight him, you get a little smarter. You get a little farther. You start seeing his attacks coming, and finally, after so long, after so much failure, after so much time... An area where I think think this game shines the brightest is in its exploration. There's so much, seriously, it's huge, and the world is filled to the brim with life. Adding the free roam aspect to this game is what seriously separates Elden Ring from its older brothers. Previous Dark Souls games also had that sort of enclosed free roam traits, but progression through the game was still pretty linear. You couldn't access the next area without first beating the main boss that stands in your way, and if a player really couldn't pass him no matter how hard they tried, then they can lose the will to keep playing. Skill issue. In Elden Ring, boss too hard? Then don't fight boss. I don't feel like fighting him again, so let's go this way. And that's perfectly fine. In my opinion, Elden Ring allows for more player freedom and choice on how to progress, allowing gamers to proceed at their own pace. And doing so cultivates that feeling of discovery as you rampage around the map, finding new areas and dying to new enemies. And if exploring is too scary for you, there's plenty of bonfires.
Actually, they're called sites of grace.
What?
Sites of grace. They're called sites of
Bonfires. There's plenty of these save points to fall back on and teleport to. See? That's not so scary. What does aesthetic even mean? Concerned with beauty or the appreciation of beauty. The pictures give great aesthetic pleasure. A set of principles underlying and guiding the work of a particular artist or artistic movement. The Cubist aesthetic. The appreciation of beauty. It's just a video game. What do they mean by beauty? This game is oddly beautiful. And I say oddly because of the depressing world this game exists in. Death is constant, yet not permanent. Everyone that lives here seems to be suffering in some way, and no one can catch a break. Yet the world is so put together and filled with amazing environmental details and architecture. Then, like an angsty tween who doesn't want to be in any pictures, you're slapped in the face with some of the creature design is awesomely horrifying. What seems human is grotesquely disfigured, while various monsters bulge and squish in unnerving, unnatural ways. But we all know why we actually play these games, right? It's for the strip or tramp, babe. And I'm the friggin' Titanic. No two armor is the same, and each set is fashioned in that hot, sexy medieval gothic style that everyone knows Souls games for. The intricate design grounds your character into this world, and even supplies some major backstory and lore. But most importantly of all, it just looks so sick. And I know it's been said before, but in case you don't know, Hidetaka Miyazaki, the creator of Dark Souls, is a huge Berserk fan. Berserk is a long-running dark fantasy series by Kentaro Miura, a genius Japanese author and illustrator. It's an amazing series, but not one I would casually recommend someone to read. It's difficult to see. Guts, the main protagonist, is constantly met with grief and horrifying tragedies. It's been in serialization since 1989, and it didn't seem like we would see its ending for years to come. However, the series was tragically cut short when Kentaro Miura passed away on May the 6th, 2021, bringing an end to the insane yet amazing world of Berserk. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love Elden Ring so much. Everywhere I look, I can find something directly inspired by Berserk. Certain aspects of the environment are practically ripped from the pages of Berserk and brought to life into this game. It's especially clear in the character design of some incredible NPCs and even one of your starting classes. Elden Ring is both a love letter and a way to immortalize an incredible legacy and manga, all while delivering an entirely new and unique world to lose yourself in. You know what? I think I found Elden Ring's aesthetic, its set of principles that underlie and guide its work. You guys ever seen those YouTube playlists that are titled like, a playlist to make you feel like a 19th century villain who's bested his enemy's knights in battle on the waterfront of Venice? Or some crap like that. Yeah, well, Elden Ring's kinda like that. A magnificent slew of swelling orchestral masterpieces blast through your headphones as you ride into the great unknown, battling hordes of undead, autonomous abominations, and felling the mythical demigods that rule over the land. Each area has its own unique theme that plays as you discover it for the first time and as you explore the many secrets it holds. The somber cry of violins fill the air as you witness horrifying scenes, while the fanfare of trumpets accompany your battle against literal gods. Classical orchestral pieces may not be everyone's jam, but who can deny that as you gaze across a sullen landscape or a war-torn battlefield, this music is the perfect accompaniment for this game. I don't know much else about music or music theory to say anything truly in-depth on the matter, but I don't think I need to. This type of thing, it only needs to speak for itself. I am not a smart man. Which is why when it comes to the story of Elden Ring, no joke, I spent maybe the first 30 or so hours with no actual clue on what was going on. However, I've got to be clear on this. It's not the game's fault. It's entirely mine. The game doesn't have sprawling cutscenes or long pages of text to fill you up on the lore. Instead, it provides you with tidbits here and there, not quite hidden, but not quite obvious. Lore is within dialogue with NPCs, your encounters with certain enemies and bosses, or hidden within notes you find scattered among the Santa Clauses you meet in your journeys. Wait a minute.
By madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. Oh, this is a nice spot.
There are several alternate endings to the game, which are influenced by whichever NPCs you decide to listen to or not. I'd encourage you guys not to look up any guides and just see what happens. You may not get an ending you especially like, but you could always just play the game again. Yes, Elden Ring is a difficult game, but it's also the first Souls game for many who play it. It was so insanely hyped before launch that a large percentage of its player base probably only hopped on the massive hype train it created within the gaming community. So I understand the disparity that exists between players. But please don't turn away from its difficulty. Just consider it part of its charm. Yes, you are weak, but that's the point. You're literally just some schmuck who was resurrected and then told to kill literal gods. Were you expecting some sort of power fantasy? Plus, the game provides ample opportunities to improve your abilities and equipment. Given time, you will become powerful, a person worthy of becoming Elden Lord. But until then, take the L. Trust me, we're taking it too. The game is currently your typical AAA game price, $60, and available on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. For the experience, the ambiance, the gameplay, for everything, yes, it's worth the price. And if you don't like it, that's fine. We understand. But please at least try it. Trust me, you won't regret it. bye.